Hey guys, Sponsor on the public test realm here to bring you a brief preview of some potential nerfs to Feral Flare. Now keep in mind this public test realm stuff, as I always say, so this may not actually go in live as is, so just like, yeah, keep that in mind. But yeah, overall it's been nerfed, as have the component items that come before it. I know Feral Flare has been complained about a lot by people, so there's not, particularly large surprise that it's being nerfed. I think the nerfs are they're reasonable-ish. They're pretty big, but it's not like it's going to destroy the item big. I don't think Feral Flare is as bad as people have been complaining about. I think it's a bit of sort of mass hysteria going on about it, but I do agree that it is a very good item, probably too good. So this seems about right. I mean, I think the worst example I saw was some guy top lane lost his lane horribly 1v1. Like he didn't even see the jungler, and then at the end of the game declares, "Well, we lost because Feral Flare is an overpowered item. GG, right?" And it's just like Feral Flare became sort of the whipping boy for everyone's problems, and it's like, well, something wrong happened, it's Feral Flare's fault. But anyway, on to what's actually different about the damned item. So the attack damage has gone down, the base attack damage has gone down to 10 from 15, and attack speed has been lowered to 25 from 30%. And if you look at the unique passive stuff, the wording has changed a lot. Basically, the main thing is it is a bit weaker, but they cleaned up how it's worded. Instead of that weird mathematical calculation you had to do to figure out exactly how much it was doing, now it shows you basically how much, or right off the bat, how much damage you deal to a person, another champion, and then just says, well, times this by 3. And then you have how much damage you'll do against monsters, sort of thing. So the base stacks have been lowered to 25. So starting off, you deal actually a little bit less damage with Feral Flare to both champions and monsters. So yeah, Feral Flare, I believe, versus monsters right off the bat would deal 100 damage per shot, extra damage. Now it deals an extra 75 instead. And then it still scales up the same, except it looks like, from what I can tell, the healing doesn't scale up at all. So basically, you get 10 HP per hit, but each stack you get doesn't increase like the extra healing you get. So that's actually a pretty big hit there. That's probably the biggest change on this item. And accordingly, all the other items that this builds out of have been lowered as well. Like for example, Wriggle's Lantern is a bit weaker, much like Feral Flare, and a Midred's Blood Razor gives slightly less attack speed, that kind of thing. That's down to 12%. But in any case, that's the change of Feral Flare. I suspect, if it's not going to go in exactly like this, there will be a nerf somewhere along these lines going into live at some point. So yeah, you have that to look forward to, as I'm sure all of you hate Feral Flare. But yeah, I'll see you guys around. Goodbye.